line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger.
Okay. So I did say that last night was probably going to be our last broadcast for a time or two this week, but you know, sometimes you just catch a break, and we get 2 of them now. So we've got this one and Sunday night coming your way, race fans. But for now, let's take it down back with the Pit Stall Summer Series live at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and the action set presented in part by Fort Worth Screen Printing, where you get your best designed all custom designed tees and merchandise for your lineup, as well as a support to the Twitch channel of John T. Garrett. Be sure to go and follow him up on the Twitch channel, John T. Garrett. For more information, look him up and see how he is on the track, as you'll see him racing out today. But race fans, welcome to the show, and welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada. Here on the show, I am your host, the Crusader Christian Charger, joining you guys once again as we are currently getting wrapped up, set to go over the action at hand here. Our field of drivers currently making their way through the track, through the fields, and we're about ready to talk with a few of them now, as we're going to now bring in a couple of them. Let's listen in real quick with one of them, as the 84 Len McNeese now joins me on the line. Len, good to have you back on the show here, sir, in that Western Auto 84 machine. And last time out, you certainly put up a fight and put on a little bit of a show there, looking like it was going to come closer and closer to actually pulling the one into victory lane.
Oh, I was trying. It was, got close, but just didn't get close enough, didn't we?
Maybe not so much there, but I mean, you certainly had the speed and definitely the durability to get there. But now with a track like this is another one of those kind of long-ended tracks. You kind of have to really push some limits and push yourself to its fullest potential. What do you think is going to have to be kind of the game plan here for that?
That's going to be a good one. I've been trying to figure that out. The tire wear is not real bad right off the start, so I think we may be all right with tires for the 100 laps. Track position, I think, is going to be the big thing, is trying to make a good qualifying effort and keeping up a good pit stop.
It certainly will indeed here, but Len, we really do appreciate you coming on board here today. Thank you so much for your time. Let's see how you do today, buddy.
I appreciate you, buddy.
Western Autos number 84, Len McNeese, ladies and gentlemen. taking a ride around on the track here. We'll talk with our field of drivers as we continue to go around here, but let's now listen in here with a guy that knows how to wheel and deal it around here. He pilots it in the 45. Ladies and gentlemen, the BK Paints Rev Esports 45. It is Tim Williams on the call.
How you doing today?
Well, doing pretty good, sir. What are you doing today?
I'm doing really good, thank you very much. Just relaxing before the race starts.
I like the sound of that. I mean, I'm a little relaxing too. I've been on vacation for a little bit, but of course they drug me back into the office in the booth, and I can't resist. So good to see you're kind of cleaned up that old 45 after a few licks and bits and bruises out there. But nevertheless, as you kind of get settled up here at Vegas, this is definitely a bit of a different kind of turning course, isn't it?
It certainly is different. The corners are, yeah, they're way different than any other course I've been on here. So we'll see what happens, right?
We're certainly there. Well, nevertheless, here, Tim, a lot at stake and a lot on the mind. Really think you got something that's going to possibly pop away with a win or something like that today?
You know what? It's never impossible. I certainly hope I can get at least close to the front this time. I seem to be having some bad luck with the walls and paying a little bit too much attention to the walls lately, so hopefully stay off them today.
Well, we certainly hope to keep you off them and hope to see you running a hard race out here. Tim, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck down there, buddy.
Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later.
We'll talk to you later indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, the 45, Tim Williams on the call there. Take it down now real quick. We'll also hear from the guys that are on the top of the leaderboards here. His name is the 54, and this is Christopher Tate on the line. Christopher, good to hear from you, sir. Good to see you really playing this track down like the back of your hand, sir.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. So, real quick, I got to ask you, lay down a blistering time about 30.70 there in practice. Were you just kind of seeing how the tires would fare when they were a little bit looser off the start from the heat?
No, I was just trying to go out and see how the draft would affect, really. I think tonight's going to be very, very draft dependent, and you're really going to have to keep your momentum up. So I was just trying to get out there and get the feel of the draft, just trying to see how it affect you going in the corners, see if it push tight and stuff like that. But so far the truck's running good, and looking forward to the race.
How long do you think the truck has on the tires with that draft even included before it starts to really give in?
It just depends on how you drive it. I think if you're going wide open, trying to be super aggressive, I don't think it'll last very long. I think the main key is really just going to be patience, honestly. It's kind of save your tires, and then 15, 20 laps in, you'll be able to pass the guys that previously already pulled away. So it's going to be lots of different strategy. Just kind of whoever plays out the best, got the best chance to win.
Certainly there indeed. Well, nevertheless, Tate, we do appreciate you coming on board here today, sir. Best of luck to you and the crew.
All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Tate there on the line, the 54. He is your #1 seed right now as we get ready to get down to business down on the track. Well, race fans, currently we're still waiting out the drivers in, and we're still waiting out to get through on our qualifying brigade. We've got a lot of drivers right now currently getting ready to go out on the track and currently getting ready to kind of whip up a few tracks around here. We'll certainly see how everyone plays out and how everyone does today, but right now at the moment here with only about 13 minutes left on the clock, practice is starting to wind down, so just kind of let the drivers kind of get everything fielded out and see how everything's going. But one thing I'll tell you guys right now as well here, that obviously we have been on vacation and we're still on vacation, but I will let you guys in right now. We are going to get this call in, and we are going to also get the Sunday night call at about the same time here, depending on where you're at. Right now for me, I'm about 2.5 hours ahead of my usual schedule, so satellite view, I am a little bit on the darker side, I will say. It's probably about midnight, about 1 o'clock in the morning before I'm done with this, but that's all right. Also, we will be doing the Shake and Bake Racing thing, as I mentioned. That'll be Sunday. We'll be back on Tuesday. That'll be Venom Truck Series. You'll at least see them live as well. And I believe from there we should be okay in the clear. We might get the Pit Stall Summer Series back in one more time next weekend. We do not know, so do not question us or confirm us on that one. We don't know for sure. It's just kind of playing it by ear at this point and how we can get everything in and how we get stuff done. Because remember, we are still on vacation, so technically we're not really supposed to do this, but we got an hour or two to spare, so we'll help these guys out and give them a show. Why not? We'll get it done. So also, you may notice as well, it's kind of obvious we have to use the simracingapps.com stuff for this one, so I apologize to anybody in advance that didn't quite want that, but until I can get back to the old rig and the old stuff, there ain't much I can do there. So, but Brad Thacker, thanks for tuning in as well. It says good luck all. Thank you so much, Brad. Appreciate you coming by here, sir. See a lot of drivers come out here, and they're going to be really trying to put up a show, put on a little bit of a battle here, especially with some of these guys that have yet to find themselves into victory lane. Of course, guys like the number 6 of Eric Blount. Eric finding himself multiple times in the same scenario, closer and closer, but no cigar. And he's trying to change that today. Now, how he'll handle himself and how he'll fare, that's going to be a different option in a situation there. He's going to really need to, in my opinion, focus on staying more up front rather than trying to fall back and let everyone else kind of figure it out for themselves. I think at this point he needs to really start putting pressure and really start putting some configuration on these drivers. That's going to be the biggest thing I think you got to watch for with him. There's a guy you have to watch out for a little bit here too with a big old 292. That'll be old Michael Campbell there in the 292 machine. Michael E. Campbell has always been kind of one of those guys that you can either get a really good ride out of him or he can be a little bit of a troublesome rider. But there's one thing's for sure, he definitely puts on a little bit of a show to go with it. We'll have to see how how that old IT score machine works today and see if it is up to par and up to stuff. The 13 score, I should say, not the IT score. So trying to scan our cameras working right now, making sure everything is working properly. Looks like we are set on that end at least. Some different paint schemes well coming out on the track here. Some Joker schemes here in the old 72 Jeffrey Todd Tufts. Kind of bringing out a little bit of a different look here, different style. I definitely dig the Joker look. Very cool there. Awesome designed up. Gotta give them credit where credit's due. They got a good design. They got a good design. So that's definitely a good design. So full credit to them. Jones boy himself in that 90 machine here. You'll see him, Ryan W. Jones. He'll be end up trying to find himself into another top spot here. He's been podiums, he's been top 5, but he has yet to clock in a win. Most of those have either gone to the 21 of Robert Kahn or it went to the 03 who has not been on here. Cody Griffin has not been with us for a little bit. So, unfortunately, not with us today. Will not render any points, which in turn could cost him that championship if he's not careful. So he's got 9 minutes though to figure it out and get onto the track if he's going to join us. There you see as well the 5 Chantel Pottle. She'll be driving a little bit of a different schemed up machine today, the big 5. A little bit of a look, a little bit of a design there. They're going to get credit's due. At least it is a very keen little design, but definitely not the butt kicker gate machine we usually are seeing, but she said that her other truck is in the outhouse right now, so she currently has to drive this thing. And if you also notice, she's driving a Ford F-150 out there, so I mean, that might not suit her style very much. Suits me well, but she always told me she's a Chevy girl, so she's not quite feeling it with this one, but we'll have to see how it goes. Speaking of feeling right now, I think it's about time we see how an old friend of ours, Doug Wysocki's joining out here. The 34 on the line here. Doug, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Not much. Just seeing how everyone's doing on the track and then seeing you out on the track again. Looks like you found some free time there, did you, sir?
Yes, sir. I always enjoy running with these guys when I can. Good group of guys.
Great group of guys. Great group of folks to see as well and race around. And I know you have been just kind of riding around as well here, but I mean, I gotta ask you, dude, how does it you even like find a way to just enjoy these races, enjoy the time on these tracks like you do? Because it really seems like more often than not, some guys just get kind of burnt and tired out after a time or two. How do you just keep wheeling and dealing the pressure there?
Well, first of all, I'm retired. I got 7 grandchildren, so this is my relief. So I enjoy it, man. It's just a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun indeed, and it's awesome to see. So, nevertheless, though, any final thoughts before really we start sending this one on down here?
Not really, man. I just want to have fun, man. Just enjoy the time that I can spend with these guys, and thank you guys for the awesome broadcast that you always do. So, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, Doug, appreciate your time here, buddy. Best of luck down there on the track here, sir.
Yes, sir.
Doug Wysocki, the 34 driver, right now just getting his Ellswick Sports machine, just a little bit of a drive off, a little bit of speed. We'll have to see how things go from here. John Garrett himself in the 6.6 Fort Worth screen printing machine has now risen up to the track here. We'll have to see how his time plays out and how his speeds are going to be. He's going to definitely find himself a little bit more in that mid-pack range, but last time out, definitely didn't seem to be that case. He was putting up a pretty good battle there, a pretty good little fight, but the Dead Parrot Fort Worth screen printing didn't quite find the life in him to continue on. Would end up falling just a bit short. He did tell me earlier today, though. He said if I was gonna get that win, it was either gonna be here, it was gonna be at Pocono, or it may be at the Vegas track, because I know how to absolutely put a gamble on this place, and I will gamble my way to the front if I have to, as he says. Well, all I can say is he'll have his hands for sure full, but he's gonna need all the help he can get around this place. Just a heads up as well to all the fans at home, you may hear some extra audio on our end here. Just keep in mind that yes, there is extra audio as you're maybe hearing a little bit in the background, in the foreground. That's not quite what we were hoping for, but you remember we got to deal with what we got to deal with, so. It's only just for a little bit longer, everybody. Don't worry. We'll be back to normal stuff and all of that in due time. And as I've been told, it sounds like my mic actually is a lot better on this one than my actual mic is. So maybe I might have to look into changing that if I can. Although I am not making any promises, so please, guys, do not try to hold me against that or hold me to it. So now field only about 2 minutes left on the clock here. They currently are being finished out on the track. We'll have to see who is going to be top honor driver today and who's going to have all the run they can handle for today on this track. It's going to be a wild, wild little run too. You got to remember, there is so much at stake and on the line here. There is one thing they're looking for, and there's one thing they're hoping for, which is they need to get the speeds, they need to get the controls of the drive down quickly. A lot of guys are going to be seeing, they're going to be trying to push their limits and try to push the truck as much as possible on the straights and on the turns. whereas you'll see a lot of other guys maybe not so much doing that, as they'll be pretty much trying to actually just outplay the other driver by just simply getting further behind and actually saving tires up more. But as you heard from the guys earlier, more momentum and more speed carried through will help them out all the way into this race. That's why a lot of them right now are actually practicing on that and actually getting used to being close together with one another. There is multiple ways to run Old Las Vegas. Of course, you got the bottom lane, you got that middle lane, the outside not so much, but with the middle and that bottom groove, does allow for more speed, a little bit more takeoff. And depending if the drivers are getting a little bit too out of control for their own good there on that bottom, there is the outside to kind of jump right up to, but I would not expect very many drivers to get up there and actually carry speed. You'll see a lot of them more or less trying to stay out of the way or trying to save tires, just try running up there. A lot less turning and a lot less to worry about. But that doesn't mean it'll give you a full-on extra couple laps or extra couple lengths in speed. So the marks are set, time is set. And now, race fans, live here on PT Race TV, it is time at last to head down and see qualifying in action. Time to find out who will be our driver's pick for this one. If you do see your favorite driver on screen or any time at all here today, make sure you guys let us know. Comment down below. Let the drivers know you're here. Let them hear you. Let them see you. They want to know you are there for them. They want to know you want to hear and see the power of these beasts put into action. Qualifying now set for the track. 10 minutes on the clock. First drivers to come out, we'll go ahead and showcase them, but right now they are currently a little bit busy with themselves. Getting squared up. Looks like we have one driver now ready to hit the track. Yes, indeed. It will be the 18 hitting the track first. The 18 is being driven today, of course, by Corey Coe. The number 18 of Corey Coe will be now on the clock and on the track. We'll go ahead and keep an eye on him. We didn't really watch as much of him in practice, so I'm interested to see how he plays out here in qualifying, as he's going to drive to the top side early. Probably wonder home, why is he going to the top side? Shouldn't he be trying to cut the corners down the bottom? Well, you got to remember something. He's trying to build up speed. To pick up speed, you need to get a little bit more banking, a little bit more drive off. And right now what he's doing is actually pretty smart. He's going to try to get the RPMs up higher, stay in the throttle a little bit more, and he can actually turn in less, so it allows him to carry more speed, a little bit more power. And once he brings it back down that bottom lane, down in from the final lap, he then has to try to figure out a way to keep the not so cold tires warmed up, as well as trying to get the loose end of that chassis to not spin out on him. Here comes his qualifying lap as Doug Wysocki lays down a 31.27. Radford, though, puts up a 30.87. Fast time by old Radford. Anthony goes with a 50, and the 51 goes with a 7/100 of a second slower. Chantel Pottle about 27 seconds slower. We'll see how those times fair and square, but here comes the 18. Ready to dish out his last lap, and to the front straightaway. His lap clocks in. On the third place run, he'll be down a few here. He's going to go a 30.91 for the 18 of Corey Coe. Todd Poston now in the number 6, posting up his number, and his number will stand on the lower end of the track here, looks like. So it looks like Anthony Poston there will be going with a 4th fastest of the drive, so maybe not quite what he was hoping for there. Take a look at the other 6th driver here. Here comes the X side 6. That is, of course, Eric Blount now on the track. Keep in mind, I will be putting up a technical difficulty screen here in a little bit, just so I can get an idea of who is who and who is where. I do not have my system dialed up. Remember that. I only got cameras, and all I got to show you is literally this leaderboard. So I'll have to take 1 second just to take a little screenshot of these guys, make sure I know who is who on the track. So apologies there, but you just kind of have to work with me here, guys. John Zeger in the 66 now onto the track and onto the display. Kind of see how he holds up. Garrett looking for maximum speed and potential here. His front straightaway drive. And that will settle him down into the lower half for the moment. Looks like he's going to try to build up the speed and kick up the notches just a few more. Remember, the 17 of Derek Paulson and them still have yet to qualify. So has also the 45 of Tim Williams. So those guys kind of making the 94 sweat, maybe just a little bit. But here is a 6.6 time. Off the final turn, tight corners, tight turns. It's time, fastest of the day, 30.77, knocks down Radford by 0.09 of a second. Very impressive by the 66. Now John Garrett is your newly seated first place starter. But the 98 Michael Taylor now will bring the Flex Seal Menard Chevrolet Silverado to the track. Let's see what he can do. Looking to set a strong time, looking to set a good time. He'll certainly have his hands full here, though. Time now is on the clock here. Michael Taylor looking to get the best he can out of this track here. Popping down around the track. Let's take a look at Michael Taylor's time. Time state. Ooh, he's going to be stuck a little bit on the lower half. He's only going to get a 9th fastest out of that lap. He's going to try to get another one here. Tightens the corners up a lot more. Doesn't really try to lift up that top side. Stays closer to the bottom. Thinks he's got enough RPMs, got to keep the speed up to flow and up to par. Derek Paulson is going to get his lap in now, and just by that first one, looks like he's already trying to save a little bit of momentum. Taylor will move into the 6th slot, so that will set his bar. Paulson has already got to drive off. Now he's looking for the ultimate qualifying position here, coming off of turn number 4. And it's time is enough. It just barely, look at this, by 1,000 of a second. Derek Paulson knocks down John Z. Garrett. Unbelievable. Well, if you wanted to see who's going to be the closest to deal with today and who's the 3 fastest, I think we might have got our answer fair from these guys. 30.77 tied with Paulson on John Garrett, only separated by a mere 1,000 of a second. And look at Christopher Tate, only 100 of a second, separating him out from Derek Paulson of all things. This is an absolutely wild race we could be just waiting for. And even Tim Williams and Troy Radford close. Blount and Michael Taylor, both drivers close. Doug Wysocki and Anthony Poston, they're right there with these guys. So we don't know how this is going to play out. We don't know how this will go. But that is a fast, fast time, to say the least. Time now to talk with some of our drivers here, have a little listen in with them and see how they're doing. Going to be interesting to kind of see what's going on with these guys and what's going on the track here. See how they're doing down there. Corey Cody, you got a copy down there, sir? Corey, you got a copy? Nope, looks like the 18 does not have a copy down there, so we're just going to have to leave that one be for now. With 2 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock, folks, I think we might have got our time set here. Going to go ahead and pop that up real quick because, again, I got to do this little thing here. I'm sorry in advance. But the producer said I can't show nothing, so there we go. We got it all situated out. Took the producers long enough to get that. Thank you. All right, my apologies there, race fans. Do apologize for that. Did not mean for that to go so long. All right, let's listen in real quick. Corey Coe says he's ready now. He's back. All right, Corey, you got a copy down there?
Yeah, you got me. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah, no problem at all, my friend. We just thought we'd bring you in real quick before we get ready to race it out here. And so far in qualifying, didn't quite lay down the fastest, only getting to about a 12 fastest, I believe, on the clock here. How is the truck feeling, and how are you kind of ready to settle it up here at Vegas?
I mean, Vegas is going to carry a lot of speed early in the run just because you're able to pretty much hold it flat-footed from what I can remember, anywhere from probably 6 to 12 laps, just depending on the line that you take. And I guess, on the qualifying side, you're not really getting a chance to get it heated up. That's why I'm saying, like Derek Paulson, he laid down a 30.5 in practice, and he was only able to get to 30.76. So you ain't really getting that momentum up quite the same. So, but I didn't get a chance to practice as much as I wanted just because of the I had an update on the computer. You know how that goes. So, but we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, Corey, as we get ready to head into the race portion of this event, best luck to you and the crew here, sir.
Thanks, man. Have fun.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Coe there in the number 18, taking a little chance to talk with us. Again, 30 seconds left on the clock. We're still waiting for the drivers to get settled in at least. Time-wise right now, like I said, that 30.77 definitely showing you how close these guys are going to be in those packs and how close they have to be if they want any chance to win here. They're going to need to stay focused and intentionally set up for themselves and make sure they're watching every little corner, every little spot. It could get a little wild here or there, so who knows what's going to happen here. We don't know, and nor does anyone else know. So we'll have to see how that plays out, but nevertheless, race fans, it's about that time at last. Let's head it down to the green start. So, thankfully, thanks I got that little spreadsheet squared away, and I got everything all on my end. It's time to take a look at your starting lineup for today's action here, race fans. Let's take a look at it here. On the pole, it will be the number 17, Derek Paulson, is outside. John Garrett in the 6-6. Row 2 is Christopher Tate, the 54 is outside. It's the rattlesnake himself, Robert Kahn, that 21. Row number 3 will be Troy Radford, the 94, is outside. The big 45, Tim Williams. Row number 4 is going to be Eric Bland. The 6 is outside. That will be the 98, Michael Taylor. In row number 5, Doug Wysocki will be in the 34 is outside. Anthony Poston in the big 51. Row number 6 is Ty Marasco, and the 13 is outside. The 18 is Corey Coe. Row number 7, Len McNeese is in the big 84. It is outside the throttle. Chantel Bottle in the 5. Row number 8 is Christopher Hyde in the 22. There is outside the 90 is Ryan W. Jones. Row number 10 is going to be Nick Akier, and the 9's outside Ray Radford, the 47. Final starters in row 11. It is Jeffrey Todd Tufts in the 72, and the 60 is Brian Rainville. Okay, race fans, you wanted to see it, you wanted the action, you called for us to get in, you wanted more, we're not giving through. It's time to go racing here on PTM Racing TV. Field will have to bend its will to the MF Racing Design 17 and Derek Paulson. Paulson once again setting the time and the mark to be. And this guy has been an absolute handful, to say the least, in these last couple weeks. Can he continue that reign and dominance here with 100 laps on the line here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway? It will be a hard drive and a hard battle, to say the least. But these guys know what they're doing. They know what they're getting themselves into. They've got to get focused up, and they've got to get ready. They are very much aware the tire burn here is extremely crucial, and it's extremely difficult to work around. So the draft is a saving grace. Staying in that keeps the RPMs up, keeps the momentum alive. It's just a matter then of steering the truck in and making sure it'll hold. Because as we come off turn 4, you better find a way around those flat spots and around those bankings. It's time to go green. 100 laps to the distance. Let's go racing. The Pit Stall Summer Series is at it again. Sending their way down through the first set of corners. Derek Balls in the 17 has early advantage. The 54, though, Christopher Tate lays in wait. Tate setting the bottom, getting right around John Garrett out of the gate. Looks like he wants Garrett to stay up. Uh-oh, but Tate forgot that the bottom can get you a little bit rusty once in a while. Loses control, and now the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, is on the attack. I mean, it's absolutely no surprise, in my opinion, with Robert Kahn, that he's already up into that front half. But, I mean, at the same time, you got to really just be thinking to yourself, what the heck we got to do to keep this guy away from us as the caution does fly out. There is a caution out on the track. Caution is out. Caution is out. And if I'm not mistaken, might be on the 84 of Len McNeese. PTM hits the replay, shows all and tells all, and it looks like actually it was the 5 of Chantel Pato. Looks like, unfortunately, some bugs to work out on her end. She is racing under a new rig, I was told earlier today. So she may not be the usual throttle stealing, throttle hard charging machine that you usually see, unfortunately, and that's a darn shame. But take a look at this here. We'll see what wrong exactly coming down that backstretch to turn 3. Looked like maybe the truck was starting to fade off and it was already having troubles. You can see, yeah, once she lost control, she had no control after that. That thing was done. The 5 does bring it back out on the track, though. She's not going to quit and not going to give up that easily, so credit where credit's due to her. But I don't know how long that truck will last out there with the way this setup is. It looks like the truck may be giving her a lot more fits and a lot more issues than I think she wants it to. So after the first little hiccup there for the drivers here, they now will have to kind of reset, refocus, and regain composure. They know this is going to be a very tall order still. These trucks very loose off the start. They're a little harder to kind of handle off the corners here, especially turn 4 in my opinion, because again, there's a flat banking edge in the middle of that strip. Also riding up the outside, you go from bank to flat ended for just a minute. And that's a turn that's been kind of giving everyone a lot of troubles, as if you will. I call it the old Vegas bump because it just completely gets everyone shifting a little bit sideways, long ways, and slanted up a bit. Think of it like the old Charlotte bump stack on the back straightaway or the rusty bumps at Iowa Speedway. That's pretty much what that bump is to a lot of these guys. It's a very tight little corner to get around. It's a very tough little place to deal with, and they know it too. Field currently only getting about 5 of 100 laps in so far, but again, once you kind of get it going, kind of get the race underway, things just usually kind of work that more of the momentum and work in that favor. Again, tonight's race presented in part by the folks at the Fort Worth Screen Printing. Be sure to visit them up at their website at fortworthscreenprinting.com if you want to get the latest and the greatest fashion designed your way, merch and shirts and all that. Be sure to check them out. Also, be sure to support them and to support the twitch.tv/John T. Garrett Twitch channel. That is an absolute place you gotta see and you gotta visit up there. So again, that is John Garrett Twitch channel, or twitch.tv/John T. Garrett. Be sure to support him as well for helping out these races and on the show. Thank you so much to all involved on the track. Alright, looks like we have finally kind of came to our senses. Looks like everybody is ready to rip them around a little bit more. I think if we will anyway. Hopefully it all kind of comes back and kind of configures everything in again. Nothing too crazy gets in the way of the drivers. They know though there is still some room for improvement. There's still some room to make the best of their equipment here. Well, we're going to pile the field up around here now. We are double filed up, stacked, racked, and put them back on the attack. Off of turn number 3, down to turn number 4. Field is set to go. 17 of Derek Paulson will lead them around as the 6'6 John T. Garrett gets to play out on the outside. Here we go to the green flag again. Back underway. Tim Williams getting a good drive on the bottom lane. The BK Paints now. We'll see if he can maybe make a move off the MF Racing Design 17. He's going to do it sooner rather than later, and then build the momentum up. That's exactly what Tim's going to be doing right now. You can see him already working his way around to the bottom end of the half. He's already making some moves. John Garrett trying to swing his way back around there as well, with Eric Blount, the 6th X-Side machine, kind of filling in for that as well. Every driver for themselves as they go into a 3-wide left-handed draft here. And you can see Derek Williams, Tim Williams moving ahead. Derek Paulson has fallen further behind the waist. Now he is starting to go more towards the middle of the pack. Looks like he wants to join the MPR guys right now because that's where he's heading for. Troy Radford is now moving the chains in the 94, looking to get some speed and get some tail and take this one home for himself. The 18 Corico also now moving his way back into the field and back into the drive as we go on board with him. Uh-oh, and caution out yet again here as more problems out on the track. Not too sure where or when it came from. Slight damage on the 34. We'll have to take a look at the PTMS replay and see where exactly it's transitioned at. And it looks like it might be up ahead of them, it looks like. Looks like Anthony Poston as well as the 9. That being driven by Nick Acquier. Nick Acquier unfortunately getting involved in the wreck. So let's take a look at the PTMS replay now. Looks like there is the wreck itself. We'll take a look at it. Looks like Acquier drove a little bit up too much. Poston had nowhere to go. Slams right in and takes a little nudge for his troubles. And Michael Campbell even gets a little bit of a headache for his own troubles. Folks are headed into pit road, and we are now getting settled back down on the track. Everybody aiming for pit road, trying to get their best pit stops they can here. They're going to need every bit of it. Fuel, it looks like, for the 45, the 17, the 66, and the 94. So it looks like that is going to be their end game here. I would think their big plan would be to just kind of settle themselves up a little bit later on with the tires. Don't want to change tires out now. That would be kind of ridiculous to try to do at this point. Staying focused on the track and staying focused on everything else going on will help them emerge and verge victorious. But they must first work around the playing field. They must find a way to also incorporate their drive and their speeds together to hang into this drive. Currently getting the field squared back up to phase one, as you saw earlier on. A lot of guys kind of ditching the momentum and ditching their way through. Michael Taylor looks like he'll stay on out and keep the race lead all to himself. Very interesting strategy here. So field now must get put back to square one, double file them up and set aside for the track ahead. Gonna be interesting to see how these guys handle themselves and as well as deal with the added pressure that's about to be thrown at them too. Backed into a double file stance here, back ready to set to go for the action up ahead. Field will work their way around off of turns number 3. Now set for turn 4. Michael Taylor is your race leader. Tim Williams will be on the outside. Michael, I believe, stayed out of pit road, from what I can tell. So that means he's going to be on a little bit less fuel, but still the same tires. Remember, nobody took tires except for maybe the folks in the very, very back of the field here. Time to see what these guys can bring to the table here, and time to put the green back out on the track. Green's back out. We're underway. Mashing the gas pedal, hit the loud throttle and send it on its way. We're going to get him right through the corners, right to the turns. In through turn number 3 and 4 here. Derek Paulson is right now looking for the lead, but he's crossed up. 3 wide in it there. Radford top side. Michael Taylor still trying to hang in there. Oh, we've got a battle up ahead right now here in Vegas. Somebody's rolling the dice a little bit more than others, it seems. And Troy Radford, I should say, now making their way through, but there's problems behind all of them. Huge wreck ensuing. John T. Garrett slams in on the 5 of Chantel Battle as the rest of the field coming to a dead stop. Huge wreck, huge wreck. Ray Radford, the 47 involved in that one. Looked like the 9 of Augier was involved as well. A huge hit and a bad collision for everybody involved. My goodness, a huge problem that's been set on the totem pole and now is set to the stage here on the track. Look like Augier kind of came up a little bit. Doug Wysocki was kind of stuck between John Garrett and them. Chantel Paddle getting slammed out of proportion. Ray Radford trying to avoid them all and instead finds it also for himself. My goodness, folks. What a huge wreck and a tough break there for everyone involved in that one. Definitely not what you want to see out of these guys and what you want to see out of the driver's standpoint. You can see right here, once things got crazy, Ray tried to avoid the 5, but that just kind of tells you all right there. What a tough break for the 5 cars involved here. Now it's going to be a battle of just trying to figure out who's going to be able to sit through this and who's going to be able to kind of sit in this. I mean, right now, the way we're standing, it seems like these guys are just kind of throwing caution to the wind early, and they're not really caring too much about the rest. I think they're more focused on just kind of making or breaking their race and see what comes out of it, but this has so far not been the case to what they wanted to do or not to what they were hoping to do as well. Right now, at the moment here, Tim Williams here was coming across the finish line first off that last caution, so he will be your race leader yet again. Tim Williams, once more, one of those guys that he's been in victory lane numerous times. He's been in this shoe before, but this is one of the first times I think we really truly have seen him actually be put to a test here. I have to find his way around. Well, this time around, race fans, we're going to double file them up again. Get them back out on the track. Looks like the 5 and 6-6 are not going to return to the track, though. Both drivers seem to have too much damage and may be down and out. An unfortunate twist of fate and a twist of a turn in this one. The Field will get re-racked, stacked, and all that. We're packed up, and you can see already maybe a little bit of mind games coming from the old 54. Christopher Tate maybe kind of playing with the 45, Tim Williams, just a little bit. Maybe try to get him to think about it. Knows on that restart, they've got to match the start. They've got to match their line because Con and the Co are now right behind him. Corey Co and Robert Con are in the second row there, so this should be an interesting little a little bit of suspense here. See who can get the jump done early. But I think I really want to know is, can we get a long run going too, and can we get the speeds matched up with them? This has been a long, hard fight and a little bit of a hard racing background for these guys, and they know it too. Off the ledge into turn 4. We've sent him to this front straightaway. We are 1/5 of the way done. Back to the green we go. Tim Williams and Tate, no surprise, battling off Kondo right behind him, looking for the run. Looking for any kind of opening he can get off any of them. Maybe chancing his way through. Blount needs to stay in the course, stay to the bottom. You got C drivers though working through the middle part of the track, trying to shorten while at the same time not tear their tires up. The best way to get the most speed is to go straight to that bottom lane and just cut the entire track in half. But the problem is, you tear up so much tire that really it's only good for a short run. Long runs, it is a horrible, horrible plan to try to execute. And these guys know it right now. Christopher Tate on the outside, still dealing with the rattlesnake. Con not giving an inch. He hasn't been in victory lane in a while. I think he's trying to change that now. Coming forth through the field, coming right down through the hedges into the shadows. But look at Blount as well, staying towards the low line, moving his way through the chains, maybe having something to come up with. The 18 as well. Corey Coe making a good comeback as well, right through that firehouse meal of drivers. It's a stacked and loaded up field so much you would have thought we were eating at an Olive Garden right now, an all-you-can-eat buffet from Pizza Ranch, because these guys have got not only their hands full, but also their mouths full with talking with the drivers and talking with their crew members and crew chiefs, as well as their spotters, trying to make sure they got every little spot figured out, every little detail kind of mixed in. There is no room for error. They are very well aware of that. That's why you see so much speed and power being used up by these guys as we go on board now with some of them as well. See how that wheel just kind of reacts towards the track, retracts towards the overall pacing. It was Ty Marasco we're on board with there. Derek Paulson now. This is exactly what he wanted to do, was lay low and then go to show. Ty Marasco though in the 13, getting to be a little bit of an old Roscoe P. Coltrane because he's not letting anybody by him. Being a mean old dirty dog down there in that 13, is not letting 17 nor the 72 by. He is blocking both pathways, and Paulson knows it. Can't be doing that forever, though. He's going to have to start making some moves, making some charges here if he wants any chance. Tim Williams, your new leader, Con right behind. Con looking pretty stealthily, looking pretty significantly on pace, looking for a momentous boost in occasion. Staying towards the outside now, got sent up a little bit. Here comes Tate moving his way through the chains. Con may be trying to look at the overall picture and look for the tires. Tate, though, not so much. Swinging to the bottom, swinging, possibly a hit. Nope, no hit and run, but definitely a run and gun. Here comes the 54 for the lead, but Williams blocks it and keeps them on that bottom. They're side by side, dragging to the front straightaway. dead even with each other still. Kind of moving back into the pace here. Eric Blount also kind of kicking it up a few notches there with a fellow rival and Anthony Poston. Poston right now currently trying to post up a number and post up a track race here. He's getting right up into the leader's grill here. No one is safe. Corey Coe even hanging back low. Tate now to the top, trying to block the 47. It's not enough though. Tim Williams straight to the bottom. And the BK Paints Racing Machine Esports League designed up car is now sending everyone back around into the Shadow Realm. These trucks absolutely kicking up speed, kicking up some gravel and some asphalt while they're at it, making things just that much harder to work around. And still side by side battling off for the corners here. Nobody giving an inch. This battle for the lead has been just completely chaotic and it's been amazing to watch. Khan even just kind of sneaking his way through, just letting these guys do it out. I think at this point he doesn't even care. I think he's just more entertained by how close these guys are. On board here, Khan, as he tries to push that 54 just a little bit more, gets a good drive off, does push the 54 up enough, takes the early lead again. Still not even halfway done with this race here. It is looking like an absolute full-on clinic and a tough little deal to deal with. Derek Paulson right now, earlier on, was up in that front half there. Now dealing with like the 13 and time Marasco Chevrolet. Both guys completely just giving each other something to think about and something to work around. Marasco had a great deal of speed and great deal of power earlier, really maintaining a distance and a draw off there. Plowing down through the corners right now into the fields. The 18 currently still dealing with company there. Paulson going straight onto the bottom half. The 94 Troy Radford here trying to get back out of the field as well. Earlier on we saw him and his brother Ray Radford kind of coming out here looking for some fun in the ordeal. We haven't seen him since the IROC series here, but nevertheless good to see him back out once more. Down on the bottom lane here in the Mid-Atlantic 18, Corey Coe here is still hanging down through here. Christopher Tate, a little bit of problem though on that 54. High side centered off into the wall protection and absolutely nowhere to get out of. The problems emerged and even bigger problems commenced. And he knows it too. And now he's going even further back in. He's got him pushed to Derek Paulson, the 17, and Troy Radford in that number 94 there. The rest of the guys here just currently dealing with whatever they have to. Don't be alarmed. There are 2 6s out there. One of them is Eric Blount in the Excite 6. The other 6 is Anthony Poston. And the other 6, the Monster Energy Java drink. Side by side now, you see the 6 of Blount and Morasco right beneath each other. Both guys in a deadlock, dead suit, trying to outsmart and outplay the other here. Day kind of falling back behind the spot there. You see now Poston kind of coming through as well. Every driver for themselves continuing to really put up a show, put on a fight here. Seems as though no one's going to be able to escape through this cleanly, or no one's going to be able to get out of this in one piece. If you ask me, it seems like it's more or less just a matter of nutrition and fight for survival. Not letting this track get the better of you, but that's exactly what you have to do. Poston popping on the outside. Derek Paulson still dealing with him up there. Doesn't want him by that quickly. Doesn't want to let him go. Can you really blame him? You can't give out anyone's chances. You can't give any opportunities. Vegas is known for taking your gambles, and you're just going to have to do it. Coming down through the corners though, you can see the times are starting to slow down just a little bit. Everybody's starting to click back just a little bit more. Right now, Robert Kahn actually able to get around that 45 of Tim Williams. We have ourselves a new leader. That's Kahn. And the Freightliner 21 looking to try it out with the old 45. Williams and him have been pretty rock solid throughout these races here. Side by side now, look at this here. We got Williams kind of making Kahn think about it just a little bit. Didn't quite take it over though. I mean, if that was me, I'd probably be getting a little closer, maybe putting a fender in there just to kind of get Kahn a little bit loose and really push him off a bit. But that was a smart move by Williams though, to back off, refrain, and understand the scenario and the situation he was putting himself in. But again, just show you that these 550 horsepower package trucks, they can only get so much out of the equipment, and they can only really get so much out of their other ordeals. And they are looking to maximize every potential in every spot they can to get the best and the toughest of a drive off. Troy Radford down the 94, making a great comeback here in the 94 machine, getting right at the empty post in the 6th. Radford earlier on, it just seemed like he could not for the life of him find a way out of that mess, out of the troubles he kept facing. But now it seems as though he seems to have been able to finally get some clean racing, some clean driving, and get a clear-cut idea of what he is up to. Poston falling back a little bit. We'll see how that plays out. Corey Coe, earlier on we talked to him, and you heard him really say he was just kind of setting his score, setting the track up the way he likes it. Well, right now, I mean, he's He's got a pretty good top 5, top 10 truck, but that's not necessarily going to win you any races. Not really going to get you where these big bad drivers are. And one of them just so happens to be Ty Marasco down there at 13. He's making a great fiery fight off to get to the 45 and the 21. Might have saved up the equipment, saved himself up a bit for this, and that's what he's pretty much looking like right now. Williams defending the BK Racing Paints 45, trying to hold that 13. Marasco back, doesn't want nothing to do with him. And at 21, Robert Kahn, very, very much the same. Kahn has been pretty tight and compact on his racing this season. Of course, we got to refer back to the first time he showed up. He just kind of showed up and just said, hey guys, how you doing? Had a cup of coffee and just absolutely teared everyone a new one and took this one from them entirely. No one even knew what to expect or what to get out of him. He just knew one thing was for sure. He was absolutely going to tear this truck apart from limb to limb, bottom and body part and total, everything that worked and used to his way. And he did. And now he has absolutely been one of the guys to try to knock down, try to take down when he got on his track. BK Paints now looks like he might be getting a little bit of trouble back behind him. Look at Christopher Tate, that 54. Man, this guy just absolutely been tore up a little bit. He got sent back around a lot. Got shuffled. Now he's moved it back from the 7th to the 4th slot. He's right there with Marasco. He's got a great deal of draft. And right now this is your 4 Musketeers, your 4 Horsemen, whatever you want to call them, that are now grouped together and beginning the draft pack. Draft pack is now set in motion, set on display. We'll have to see how well that works for him and how well that goes, but there are some other drivers right now that are still working together and still trying to get something kicked up here. Got Boston and Corey Coe going at it a little bit, so Derek Paulson's got to work here with Blount in the 6th and then the 94 of Radford. Maybe, if anything, he can find himself a little bit of an example or a little bit of a chance here to really strike up a few chords and really strike up the speeds. But you can just see on our blip cam here just how far some of these guys are from one another as we have finally hit halfway for home. Halfway for home here, and the field is starting to just get separated out more. There you see the blimp cam being transitioned over and how far off they are. It's about a 5-6 truck length advantage for Tate and ones behind him. But Tim Williams and Kahn are heading to pit road, so it's Christopher Tate. Tate's going to try it out with Kahn, and he puts up a huge pit strategy move there. He jumped right ahead of the rattlesnake. Kahn had no idea where he was coming from or where he went. Ty Marasco, though, not having to worry about an old Cotton Eye Joe. He just gets it right up into the front half. We have ourselves a new leader. A new leader indeed, and now business could just be picking up and could be getting a little bit more interesting. Let's see if Marasco can hang on to that line here and hang on to that drive, because right now the field is coming back from pit road. Tim Williams gonna beat him out here. Kahn, oh my, Kahn just had a full-on draft. Just sent it straight on the left side there of Williams. Williams had really no clue what the heck was going on until it was really too little too late. Radford going up on the outside. Looks like Williams might have a penalty here in the 45. It does indeed. A speeding penalty to the 45. He gets himself in a very tumultuous spot now. He's going to have a lot of work to do. He's gonna need more than help here. He's gonna need a lot of it. Marasco, Nick Taylor have not been in pit road, except for now. Len McNeese just spit it in there. Nick Acciaro getting into pit road at last. Everybody just taking their first of what could be last pit stops here. Under the green flag regime, anyway. And even Marasco now goes into pit road, so now that will set the field in motion. We're going to have to get this one cameraed up and loaded up here. Marasco going to be put back behind the pack here. He needs to get quickly ahead before Khan gets a drive up to him. He's going to have a little bit of help. Looks like he's going to have, I believe that is Radford behind him. Yeah, he's going to have Troy Radford right behind him, helping him out. They could literally take the race leads over here. This is exactly what I guarantee you the 94 would love to see. Got a little bit of a scheme going on in that truck as well. We'll take a look at that in a second as Marasco stays on pit road. Khan and Radford will move the chains ahead as Christopher Tate now looks to take the lead. Take a look at Radford's little design he's got going on there just to see what's going on. Very awesome little design. The awareness truck here. Very cool to see. Very awesome layup and scheme that he's got going on. Very unique indeed. I absolutely love the look of it. Well, Marasco will fall down behind the shots here and behind the track. He made a good little effort, good little drive off, but he kind of got left behind on traffic-wise. And he knew it too, but he is hanging into the fourth slot, and because he stayed out longer, that means actually he'll be able to stick around just a little bit more. Tate, your race leader, the 54 though, closing down from Khan and Radford. He's got some heavy artillery coming his way. Tate now getting caught up there by Khan. Here comes Khan now working his way right to the 54. Now comes the draft. Now comes the speed. Tate now with company up on the outside. Watch out here. We got some serious troublesome spots going here. Coming down the ledges though, Khan still dealing with Tate. Not going to give him an inch here. Radford right behind him looking for a march off. Khan to the bottom. Hard drive off. A little loose though. Gets Tate loose. Here comes Radford mixing it in. Not quite, but he's going to get right to the bottom. Look out. We're going 3 wide for turn 3. Radford holds the bottom. Taking control. Now can the 94 get the lead off? Yes, he can. Khan not able to stand with him. Maybe trying to close him down on the inside, but can't pinch him there. Khan, you thought you were giving Bradford, you thought you were giving Tate company. Well, now you have got company of your own, sir. He's got company, and he knows it too. Tate right now popping it back behind now, looking to try to gain some ground and get some momentum built back up here. Radford staying in proximity, but not going for broke yet. Tate swinging it to the lower lane here, continuing to put pressure onto Khan. This is your battle for the lead. Everybody else at this point right now has kind of got separated out, kind of got shifted up too far behind. 35 laps left to go. Really, who the heck has a clue or even a chance here to even get these trucks and this piece of equipment set in the right time frame in the right spot? It's hard to say. Moving it to head to chain, and Tate losing his ground, losing his clearance. The 94 Radford getting sent off to the charge and off and around. Sending back to the pack here a little bit. Now currently residing up on the track here. A lot of drivers still trying to find their room, trying to find their groove here. Some of them fall back way behind, maybe I think more than they were expecting here. Trying to get a look at some of our camera angles here and see if we got one that we can see. There we go. That's the one we're looking for. It was the 98. Michael Taylor as well as the 92. Michael Campbell. Battle of the Michaels here. Conte, Radford here. They'll deal with each other here in a little while, but right now Michael Taylor and that 88 Menards Flex Seal going to deal some damage to that 13 score. Michael Campbell not exactly letting him by that easily, but it seems to be a flip of the coin here between who gets the better of who here. It seems Campbell maybe losing too much ground and traction. Taylor now seems to have the momentum swaying his way. .292 here. Campbell right now pucking it back into the rack, into the stack here. No one giving an inch. No one giving out any kind of luck here to the other. Tim Williams coming from that major pit stall error there. He did not anticipate having to go to the back of the outhouse so quickly, that PK Baines 45. But when you mess up pit road, then you're absolutely killing yourself over for that one. That's exactly what happened, and he knows it too. 29 will turn to 28 laps remaining. Radford down on the 94 going to the bottom, takes the 54 with him. Tate continuously sticking with it though. Jake trying to get up there to Radford. Radford staying up ahead of him just by a little bit of a margin of error. Has time, has rooms, trying to stay cool. .7 laps left to go here. You got to be wondering yourself here if Khan had manipulated that strategy just a little bit more to kind of keep up with the troublesome issues that Morasco was going to throw up to him. But again, just seeing how far of a difference maker this is right now, this is exactly what he wants. He wants to stay in this wheelhouse, wants to stay close to the lead position, get the must drive he can get off from the corners and into the space here that he can work with. Because again, the ultimate opportunist that he can be, he needs to see the line, he needs to see where he's at, and he knew it too. Looks like there is going to be one going down to pit road as Christopher Tate goes down there, so that will slow up the field just a little bit more so now. Right, Radford here, that 647 machine. Great to see the Radfords back out here. We've certainly missed them, and I know they've missed us a little bit. Last time we saw them, of course, all together was back in the old iRacing iRock Challenge series there. Hasn't quite found himself though under the binders, or if you will, maybe not so much where he wanted to this go around this day, but we'll see if that ends up being the case for long term. Drivers heading to pit road, but Khan and Radford have yet to do so, so looks like they will be kind of engaging the same situation here in just a little bit. Radford is now within about a truck length to Khan. Khan knows he's getting him closer and closer to him just by getting that draft off there. 2/10 of a second now to really kind of kick things up a notch, to really take this one in full control. Maybe look at this, stun the 21 and everyone here in Vegas here with a possible lucky shot and lucky draw here. He is right there with him. He is right on that shot. He's got 22, now 21 laps remaining here, but he's going to head to pit road. This will definitely be their last pit stop they're going to take. Laps now, settled to go. Remember, race fans, tonight's race for the Pistol Summer Series is brought to you by our good friends at Fort Worth Screen Printing. You guys need to get the most designed up t-shirts on the block, that your way, your style, then be sure to visit up at fortworthscreenprinting.com. Also, give him a little love to the Twitch channel, John T. Garrett, for help supporting the show and this race today. Big thank you to both of them here. And of course, the Twitch channel is John T. Garrett. Sure, follow him up there and check out his racing background, his racing style every time he comes out onto the track. Now the field kind of squaring back up into phase one. Morasco staying out the latest here, and you can see Paulson dealing with the added pressure. He knows he's already a lap down. Now he just wants to get a little bit of payback of the rest of the field here. But Khan definitely not going to be playing those games very much, so he refrains and he exchanges. Coming right off the verge and off that corner of Todd Poston in the sixth machine, or Anthony Post, or whatever he'd like to be called today. Has now fired back and moved his way in position. Him and Paulson just absolutely firing it down, throwing each other for a loop here. Top 10 just giving it their heart, giving their soul, and they know it as much as they have to. They've got to go for it. 13 time Morasco is your race leader here, though. He is the guy everyone's trying to find, and the only way you're going to find him is on that front straightaway, but he does still have to get to pit road. And he's only got about 16 laps now, looking at 15 to go. That is no easy task. That is a very, very tall order for him to have to go through. And at the same time, have to try to figure out off the distance down through the front straightaway, and Morasco, 15 laps remain. It just looks more and more like Morasco is trying to deal with a lot of strategies here. Radford maybe also dealing with some other strategies now being put to his test here. He's going to fight Khan here. And remember, both guys have been in pit road already, but they need to get positions. They need to get cracking down as quick as possible. They're not giving an inch here. Christopher Tate even, he knows what's going on. He knows the story and where the speeds are at. He's trying to use what he could, but now has to go on a little bit of defensive because he's not going to have a chance to even work around this one. Khan, Radford right behind him, mashing the gas, hitting the pedal into that metal. Radford gets the 54 a little bit loose, gives Khan a chance to escape, and he escapes indeed. Escapes he be indeed. He gets it around and onto the track and on the verge, gets away from the field. See behind you there as we go on board here, Radford here, Tate falling back, but Paulson and even Poston firing it back at each other again. Neither driver will not leave the other one alone. Seems as though when you got company, they don't seem to mind too much, and nor do they really seem to care very much either. 12 laps left now. Morasco is pushing some serious limits right now on himself. Khan and Radford have jumped ahead. I think he is really trying to absolutely go the full distance. I think he took all the fuel he could. I think he took all the tire he can right now. He is trying to save. He's only going about a 32-second pace right now. That is not helping his cause any. It's actually probably making things a lot more worse for wear. And Morasco must admit defeat. He'll get defeated in this one. He'll go to pit road, but does he get any help here? It makes you wonder the question there. Michael Taylor, the number 98, is still on lead lap. He's also still your lead. He's going to be your leader now. The Menards 98. We forgot all about this guy. How on earth is he even still out there, and how on earth can he even finish this out? 10 laps to go. Will he be able to do it? The Mad Lad might go for it. Radford right now watching laps and watching position. He knows where Khan's at. He knows where he's at. I think he's just trying to weigh out the plan, weigh out the strategy, and maybe weigh out what he can do here. I think if he waits for that last lap, Khan will not be easy to get around. You almost pretty much have to take him for a bit of a loop or a little bit of a scoop here. the old bump and runs may not work. You may have to actually scoop that entire truck up and throw it onto the trailer to get them out of here. That trophy is something he looks for so often, and that's something he usually gets around here when he feels like it. Will that happen again? Taylor has to go to pit road. That's the end of the 98's run. He's in pit road now. Now it is where this was going from the set beginning of this race. We're back at it again. And once more, even worse for wear, we're even closer to finding a hard charging and a hard driving area here. Radford only about a tenth off here, nearly 2/10 off of Khan. Khan knows he is there with them till the end. 7 laps remain. Which one gets the advantage? Which one seizes opportunity? Six laps now. We already know what Radford's capable of here. We've seen him win plenty of times here on P3 Race TV. He wants another one to his mantle, but I don't think he's ever gone up ahead against someone in the name of that 21 in the Freightliner machine. Robert Kahn has been just an absolute animal, and he knows at 5 laps to go, this is anybody's race. The whole field right now just kind of settled up and kind of set back a way or two. Ray Radford a lap down here to that as well. Not going to get any help. We're not going to get any hope from that 6 here of Poston here. Poston just kind of letting off and staying in it. Didn't really have any troubles there. Really didn't care all that much, I think. I think he was really just more focused on just controlling his narratives and staying focused on the absolute goal at hand. Lap traffic now. The Rattlesnake and Radford have put their way through. The speed is starting to look more and more like Radford is wanting to end up staying behind Khan, keep the draft going, use up less of the truck, and hopefully catch a break. Three now turns to 2. 2 laps remain. Khan, been in the spot before. Radford, been in the spot before. Khan seems to have had the better on the lead, but Troy Radford knows a thing or two about Vegas. He's won here before in the next gen Cup car. He's also put on a show in the Truck Series division. Can he get it done here? White flag this time on by. Here they come off of 4. Khan will be your leader. Radford looks like he's starting to fade. Finally, looks like he might be giving out. Truck doesn't want to do it no more. Khan has got the advantage. Can he hang on just a little bit longer? Can he stick to the guns and stick to the speeds? One last chance. Radford, huge draft off, trying to swing the momentum his way. And through 3 and 4, though, he needed to get to the inside of Khan. He didn't get enough time, and this time off of 4, Robert Khan will outplay and outsmart Troy Radford. Another victory for the Rattlesnake. So many times before, so many times indeed. And the classic 21 burnouts here once more. Khan seizes every chance he can, every moment he can get to do this. Still loves to put on that track and put on a show and get this win when he can. Well, he done it again and pops away with the victory, and the Rattlesnake seizing the opportunity when he needs to. He will be a race winner here on the show once again. Well, we got 3 drivers to talk with here real quick, so I guess let's just get the first one out of the way, the easy one here. Let's take a listen to the race winner here, and the Rattlesnake himself, Robert Kahn, comes away to victory lane once more. Kahn, congratulations on that here, and speaking of that, looked like you and Radford were kind of putting it to one another there a little bit. It looked like it could have gone either way at the last half. Kahn, do you got a copy? Looks like Kahn may not have a copy down there. Nope, he does not have a copy, so I guess we'll leave him be for now. See if maybe we can get him to talk a little bit later. Troy Radford, Derek Paulson have not joined us yet. Oh, we got Derek Paulson now, though. He is going to join us here. Race fans, here he is, late in the number 17, your third place finisher today, Derek Paulson. Managing to hold out a nice third spot here in Paulson earlier on. You drive back, playing late, and then all of a sudden it just went completely 180 for you.
Yeah, my mistake is I didn't pit soon enough, and then I got in 6 and I had netcode or something, and it completely destroyed my truck, which also dropped me seconds behind the lead. So I was playing catch up the entire race. Also made some other mistakes. Tonight just wasn't my night, but you know what? To have the mistakes I had and the issues and get third with the drivers out here, I will take it.
Take it indeed here, Paulson. There's a lot of talent on display, but I mean, if there was one thing you could have done a little differently, do you think maybe you try to possibly get up there closer with the gang and try to battle it out with them?
Yeah, I think I think I held off a little too much, and then it got so hard to pass. And I think I know for a fact I used the wrong steering ratio too, which put me behind the 8 ball since the truck got so tight in traffic that, like I said, I am pretty fortunate and happy with third place with everything going on.
Absolutely indeed here. No, nevertheless, Paulson, as you come away with the third, does anybody want to thank for that?
I got to thank the admins here. I got to thank Tim and race control and all the drivers who showed up. We had a pretty good field tonight, and we had people missing, so it's nice to see that. Got to thank the MFRD Racing and Ty and Nick for joining me in the race today, and got to thank you up in the broadcast booth. Enjoy watching our replays, and I think that's it.
All right. Well, Derek, appreciate you coming back on board here today, bud. Congratulations on the third place finish. We'll catch you next time out and out.
Yep, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Paulson, the 17, one last talk, but now finally it is time to bring in the Rattlesnake. Let's see if we can get him working this time. Con, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, nevertheless, Robert Kahn, a heck of a war and a battle out there with you and Troy Radford. I got to believe you're probably thinking at some point he is kind of coming a little too close. Maybe I need to be a little more careful here, did you think?
Oh yeah. I mean, at the end of it, you just had to be so patient with it, and the majority of the run, I kept just easing out a little bit, and to be honest, just like kind of slowing up to let him catch up a little bit, just to save some tire a little bit back and forth. But overall, Freightliner Toyota Tundra drove spectacular tonight, and just thankful for another win.
Thankful for another win indeed, and I know this one's adds on to the long list of resume here. But we are coming a little bit later into the summer series. I mean, is there any hope or any chance for one more, you think?
I'm hoping so. There's a couple good tracks coming up. I don't think I'm in the hunt for the championship. I started a couple races late, but maybe shoot for top 10 in points. I'd be happy with that. But hopefully I get another one. There's a couple good tracks, like I said, and I think we'll have a couple good finishes.
For sure there. Anybody else you want to thank for this one today?
PTM TV, he put on a hell of a show, always. Lightning Raps. I don't know if you've seen some of those raps out there, but they're some of the best out there. And Butt Kicker, a whole bunch more I'm probably sure I could be thankful for. But that's it, man. We'll move on to next week.
For sure there. Congratulations on this race win here, sir. We hope to see you next time on out.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner today, the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, brings it back to victory lane. All right, race fans, that will all but do for your coverage today. It has been a wild one. It has been a fun one, but we must send you off for the night. We will return Sunday night. Do not worry. Do not fear. We'll be back with you guys. But for now, I say thank you for everyone that have participated and joined us. We'll see you next time when the green flag flies.